Jordan from Rome, Georgia says, a highlight video of my ankles getting broken by the wide receiver I was covering has gone viral. My whole high school career is being defined as the guy who just got exposed and posted on Overtime and all over socials. This is making me hate playing. I was a player with lots of potential, and now I'm nothing more than the guy who got exposed.
Yikes, bro. That's man. Uh, that is one of the worst feelings in the world, isn't it? I guarantee it is. I think a lot about that actually when I see those videos on posted on, you mentioned Overtime, or on just TikTok or socials anywhere. I think about the other guy's perspective, right? And man, I know that probably feels like the end of the world, the end of your career, and everybody keeps bringing it up. But lucky for you, this is where you get really lucky. We live in one of the shortest attention span generations of all time, right? So even though it feels like they are on this and on this and on this and on this, and internally at your school, it may go on for a while, right? But like in general, especially from outside your school population, this is going to be over like within a week, right? You're not going to be defined by that moment, even though it feels like it, because it's the shortest attention span generation of all time. You're likely to see this drop off extremely quickly. And, it may be like an inside joke between your friends or your inner circle that may like joke back and forth with you, right? But like even the guy who exposed you or other people are not going to hark on that for too long because number one, they can't because their attention span is fried just like everybody else's. But then number two, like for somebody to continue to hark on one moment where they got you, like it's like that becomes kind of cringy, right? That they keep bringing it up. It's like that guy who drags a dead meme, like let it go, bro. It happened. It's over. It's whatever. So
Memes are funny.
memes are funny, yes, but they definitely have a lifespan, and if you use them past their lifespan, then you do obtain a reputation. And so, similarly to memes, that's going to happen with this situation where if somebody does drag it out, then it's pretty easy to be like, okay, bro, that happened one time. So, I think listening to how you phrase your question, you are defining yourself by this moment more than anyone else is. And that is a easy thing to do as the person that it happened to. But it's important to take yourself out of the situation, right? And take a deep breath. Let's zoom out for a little bit. Let's see the big picture. You're not defined by that moment, and everybody else knows that, and you know that too deep down, but you're letting yourself be defined by this moment. And so if you're already there, you already are having a lot of the vocabulary of a healthy perspective of this situation by saying, I was a player with a lot of potential. You need to change that was from are. I am a player with a lot of potential. I messed up one time, right? Do you know how many defensive backs and safeties and people all in the NFL get their ankles like absolutely destroyed, and they're still in the NFL? Think of the guy that was covering OBJ, Odell Beckham Jr. when he hit that famous one-hander that he snapped. Do you think that DB just like lost his job right there, his position? No, I mean it happened. The wide receiver made a good play, and it is what it is. And so when you start to look at that mentality, it becomes a lot easier to be like, okay, like yes, did I get got? Absolutely, but is that the end of my career? Am I defined by that moment? No. Could you tell me who was guarding OBJ when he caught that one-hander? No, I could not tell you. You want to know why? Because it was impressive that OBJ did that, but it wasn't humiliating for the guy that got like that, right? And so when you understand that mentality and understand that perspective, understand the attention span, that's another thing. Nobody has the attention span to remember that moment enough to know who that guy was. And if you do, I admire you. You're probably a lot smarter than I am when it comes to football because I absolutely do not remember, nor do I know anyone who would remember. And so I think adapting that perspective is going to help you a lot, where it's like, okay, yes, I got exposed, but it happens to the best of us. I don't know anybody who's never been exposed. If you maintained that reputation until this very moment, that's so impressive, bro, and I wish I was you. But, man, let's talk about you for a second. The best thing you can do in this situation is forget that video exists. Put your head down and let's focus on being the best that we are, no matter what. That video doesn't exist to you. You are simply a player who's competing with yourself to be the best that you can, no matter what. You are not in competition with that wide receiver who posted that video. You're not trying to get back at it. You're not trying to like do anything else. Like, that's not what we're focused on right now. We are focused on being the best that we can be, and it's you versus you. And if you can really drill that into your heart and into your mind, and just forget that the video exists, and you I'm not defined by that moment. I'm great. I am a player with a lot of potential. If you can get that in your mind and just brush it off, let's acknowledge that the feelings are there, that you're dealing with that emotion, right? But let's not let that define you. Let's use that as motivation. One of the cool things that football players a lot of times are really good at doing this, and same with you see this in a lot of like super physical sports. Using emotion to turn that into motivation is the coolest thing, and it's a huge advantage. If you sit and you take this video and you got exposed and you hate it, and that puts you in a slum where you never get out of, you're letting that take over your life. You're letting that define you. But if you take that moment and you're like, man, I really messed up there. I could have done better. I could have pivoted different. I could have read the ball different. I could have jammed off the line, whatever that may look like. Then you absolutely could turn that into motivation and be like, man, I could be better. I'm not going to let that happen to me again. Here's what I'm going to do. There was a player a few years ago. I don't remember his name. For some reason, Stephon Diggs is coming to my mind, but I don't know that it was him for sure. It was a Super Bowl, and they lost the Super Bowl. And this player stayed on the field and watched the other team celebrate. And I'm sure there were thoughts in his mind of like, bro, I could have played better. I could have played better. But he didn't let that define. He wasn't just the guy who lost the Super Bowl. No. Number one, it was impressive that he was at the Super Bowl, just like it's impressive that you were probably starting. He used that as motivation, though, to, hey, like, I'm going to take this moment. And yes, did that happen? Yes. Did I lose the Super Bowl? Yes. Yeah, that all happened. I'm not ignoring that. But I am going to use that as motivation to shift into, what can I do better? How can I do better? And when you make that shift, it helps with the emotion a lot. It helps with all that. And it helps you to just use the emotion that you're feeling for something good. And being able to do that will help you so much.
People at your school may be bringing it up, but I bet you the guy at the other school, who the video was really about, they're just congratulating him on doing a job well done. This is not just on you. This is more of a congratulatory thing for the other guy. So everybody at the school just sees that he did good. And then at your school, you're thinking everybody sees that you messed up. But this is not a whole big thing. It may be at your school. But outside of your school, I don't think anybody else is really going to be paying attention to that.
I just thought of the best analogy in the world. Since this message has to do with socials, I want you to look up on YouTube football compilations, and you know what's going to pop up? Top 10 jukes of all time, top 10 kicks of all time, top 10 tackles of all time, top 10 interceptions of all time, right? You're never going to see top 10 players who got by another player. Like, you're never going to see top 10 worst defensive backs who missed a play and got exposed on social media. Top 10, I'm giving myself video ideas right now, by the way. But, like, it's never about the guy who got. And that's by intention, right? Like, in a way it is, because it's like you got, but it's not, those are never the highlights of the video, nor does anybody remember that, because a lot of times it's just the skill of the guy who was on the other side of the ball, and that happens, right? If you're, I forgot what position you said you are, but if I'm going to use the analogy of a wide receiver with a defensive back. If you are a defensive back guarding a wide receiver, right, and he exposes you, he would be on a YouTube channel like top 10 jukes of all time, top 10 catches of all time, top 10 routes of all, like something like that, right? And it's never really about you. Once again, it goes back to the whole, I can't tell you who was guarding OBJ when he got that one-hand catch. I cannot tell you that. there's potential for you too. Like that doesn't mean that there's not potential in defense. Like I've seen top 10 picks of all time, top 10 tackles. Like there's definitely opportunity on both sides of the ball, but it's never about the guy who got exposed. And when you realize that no one else is going to really think about that long term, it's okay. Like it is what it is. And your ability to recover in this moment and your ability to, as crazy as it sounds, your ability to suffer well in this moment is really going to be something that people are going to see and they're going to grow to admire, right? This is a comeback story for you, one where it's like, yeah, man, did I mess up? Absolutely. But did I get better? Did I move past that? Absolutely. And man, what an interesting problem we have in today's society where this is even a possibility of social media and everything. I guarantee you're not enjoying social media right now, but that's fine. Let's delete socials. Let's get off our phone. Let's focus on being the best that we can, taking that step, that next step that's right in front of us. That's all we can focus on right now. And when you do that, it will really help you. So, man, don't let this define you. Lock in. You've got it, and I believe in you.